Alright, what's up Dragon Brood? Today we're going to be taking a look at a Rakdos deck that just goes all in on the 3 mana Planeswalkers. So let's go hop right in and see what cards we're going to be playing with today. Also, much love to my man Corey Baumeister for posting this up over on Twitter to take a look at. But here we go, we're going to be looking at, like we said, the 2/3 mana Planeswalkers. We're going to be starting with Liliana because, well, she's just really good. And the whole thing about the deck we're playing today, it's going to be a pile removal, the most mid-rangey, almost control-y version of mid-range that we're going to be rocking with. That also means the other 3 mana Planeswalker we're playing is going to be Ob Nixilis. And this is kind of the mob boss that doesn't get a lot of attention, so I'm hoping it works out really well today. Of course, because we're playing these colors, we're going to be playing Fable of the Mirror Breaker, because why not? It does everything we want it to do. And we're going to be playing Harvester, because it's the best thing that we can copy with that. And yes, we're going to be annoying. We're going to be that deck. We are playing for Invoke Despair. Now, I will tell you, there are no Lilianas in this list, but that's okay. We are going to be rocking with Razorlash Transmogritte, which I think this is a cool inclusion in this list. It's also fun if you get that on 2 and lead with a Ob Nixilis, going to making 2 copies, and then you just get to get that back later. So it's actually kind of a neat little interaction we have going here, and we are playing some tenacious underdog. Otherwise, it's going to be a bunch of removal and some lands, so not going to waste our time going through all that. We're just going to go play some games. And as usual, if you want to get the full deck list, it will be at the end of the video or down in the description. All you got to do is just look for the arrows. Also, to be fully transparent, Corey's team tested this for best of 3, and we're obviously playing it in best of 1. So that could affect some of the choices, but I think it's still reasonable overall that the deck's probably still going to work out fine. We're going to go ahead and keep this. No major surprise. We have a couple removal. We have Liliana. We've got an underdog. So we can kind of take our time doing whatever we need to here in the early going if this is an aggro deck. We'll find out shortly. I'm assuming that it's some type of Rakdos Midrange because there were a lot of those in the tournament over the weekend. And usually when people see a deck win a tournament, you'll start seeing it show up on the ladder or on arena leagues, Magic Online leagues. But truthfully, you have to remember some of those decks are built by players for those particular tournaments, not necessarily for ladder play and such. I think we're just going to go here and pass. Alright. Probably a Liliana? No, not a Liliana. I think we just pass. Well, part of me wants to pass, but I also feel like if we minus Liliana to kill that, they could just bum rush it with a underdog next turn. I am going to use this, actually. And I'll discard one of these Sulfur Springs. Not like my favorite plan, but it's a plan, you know? Sometimes that's all you can go with. But it does look like we were right. It's just going to be a Rakdos Midrange match. So it's going to be probably a long back and forth situation here. They probably have cut downs that finally have a target. Interesting. They didn't even want to remove their own creature. That's a bit of a surprise, truthfully. I don't think I necessarily want to get rid of any of these. If something like Shieldred shows up, I want to use a Go for the Throat. So this all seems fine. We'll go ahead and make them sack a creature. We can attack here, make a treasure. Play this. Go ahead and use a treasure for this, because we only need 4 mana next turn anyway. Alright. And we can discard underdog if we really feel we need to. Interesting. The opponent just passed. Wow. So that makes me feel like they may be setting up a Brotherhood's in next turn, which would be very believable if that's a thing. So I say we just attack. Could use an underdog here. We're at 19 life. I probably should. But we'll see what they do. They have an Abrade. So maybe they don't have a Brotherhood's in. They just have a bunch of spot removal they want to fire off. Alright, well, Sounds fine to me, I guess. Alright, I guess we just make each player discard. Let me get rid of that. Alright. They had more abrades. Interesting. Alright. Let's see what happens. There is a Shieldred, and we held onto this Go for the Throat. Not that we needed to. We have the Liliana anyway. And we have a backup Liliana, so that's a bit silly. Alright, let's copy this bad boy. You know what? I kind of want to crack this. I think I am. Because if it's a land or something, we just play. Okay, that works out fine too. And then we can just make them discard. So that worked out pretty well.
Don't overthink things.
What is that? Oh, Capricious Hellraiser. Oh, so they're playing that version. Gotcha. Well, we should be pretty good to go from here, I think. I don't know. We'll find out. Alright. Copy this dude. Play this dude. I mean, the thing here is, if they don't kill something before this attack step, we're going to get in for 9, and then even if they sweep the board, the Tenacious Underdog's just lethal next turn by itself. Make them discard now, so they have to choose to either draw and hold on to that card, or discard it, draw the next card. Though they probably just draw anyway here, unless that's a removal spell. And then they just get their choice to discard the worst card. That makes the most sense. Alright. Well, it should be game. Even if Shieldred or something shows up here, it doesn't matter. Yeah, that doesn't matter either. We kill some things, and then we just do this. And that's ball game. Alright, we'll take it. Okay, this will keep, but it's not as clean as the last game. Also, sorry if I sound a little rough, y'all. I've been a little congested the last couple days. Alright, let's see what we got going on here. Opponent says, you have nothing. Sure, before they have a chance to kill our, underdog. We're just going to start firing these off the hard way. Oh, they want to negate one of them. Fair enough.
Enough your petty notions of morale. Your
All right.
punishment is my entertainment.
Well, now that we know there's negates, this is a whole lot of not fun, huh? We also missed a land drop, so that does not benefit us here. Alright. Oh, that didn't get countered, though. Oh, my. Alright. We'll discard this, I guess. Well, we're still a bit away from playing an Invoke Despair. Alright. There's an off chance we may get to kill a Might or something with a cut down. Who knows? Yeah, they are not missing land drops, though. They are discarding lands here. Which is hugely benefiting them and not us. Alright. I guess we just make them discard. We're going to get rid of an Abrade here. I'm assuming they just make a Might. Soul partition that. Okay, fair enough. That makes sense. It's a token, so good move. I mean, we managed to get stuck on... Isn't that something? Alright.
You won't be outsmarted.
I mean, I guess we're going with this because we're so far away from having that even hit. I mean, we got to hit land at some point, but my goodness. Counter? Alright, they're just letting us have it.
Gonna remake this town
Sure.
in my image. Ha! Shake down the locals.
I mean, if they just want to get rid of our token and come after our Planeswalker, that's fine. Because, I mean, if they kill the token, we get to kill their duder, so it doesn't matter. Alright. Shoot the opponent. Nice. You're a bit late, but, you know, I'll take what we can get. This is if the opponent has 4. Yes. Alright. And they do have 4, so that works. Alright, opponent.
By coin or carnage.
I don't know how we're doing this on just 3 land, but here we are. Doing everything we can.
We all have things we'd rather forget.
This didn't have to be at sorcery speed either, so let's just end the turn. They make a duder. We'll kill the duder. Alright. We can put the opponent down to 2 land next turn if we want to. Alright, cool. Jeez, that was a crazy way to win. Alright, opponent goes first here. We'll keep this hand. Looks pretty decent, as they say. I think we're going to go with the underdog if we think we can get it through. Also, if they have a counter spell, like, we'd rather it hit underdog, right? Since we can get that back later. Unless they just bounce it here. Nope, they didn't. People still seem to love Soul Partition on the ladder. So, would not have been surprised if we saw that there. Which is amusing because I don't think we saw any in any of the tournaments. Which is usually an indicator, y'all. Like, if the best players look at a card and say, like, it's not worth playing, it's probably not great. Not saying that's always the case, but something to think about, for sure. Alright, so now we know Wandering Emperor could be a thing. So we have to keep that top of mind. Don't want to play this Sakinzan, because that could be value. It's a little bit of a tough decision. Alright, let's try. I'm going to sack this dude. Because it's cheaper to play out of the yard. They're going to let us have both of them. I did not expect that to be the case. Alright, we're just going to go pluses here. They might have thought we were going to do some minusing, but we're just going to do plusing. Against a control deck, I'm just going to go this route. No attacks. If they had a Wandering, which it looks like they didn't have a Wandering Emperor. Okay. The turn switched very quickly there, unless they just fast controlled us. But well, our hand's not great here either, if we're being 100% honest. Yeah, I think we just hit up the opponent again and just say, cool. You got it, you got it.
Go ahead. Plead for me.
I mean, they could farewell next turn, but we have 2 Obnixilis that are just ticking up. So, I mean, I guess it's fine. Alright, let's see the Wandering Emperor. If they got it. I mean, maybe they don't. Alright, it's very possible they don't. Well, we know Farewell's a very likely card, so I'm just going to pass here. Not going to do anything else. Just leave it to the opponent to find some answers here. They're only at 12. We know we have 3 power. If they do sweep the board, we can just play Sakinzan. We'll lose the Razorlash Transmogrant because they'll probably get rid of the graveyard. Unless they really, really, really want to hold on to Memory Deluge. But they're playing enough green mana that they want multiple lands with it. So I'm not sure what this version's doing just yet. A little hard to tell. Alright, we will go ahead and put this into play. Because why not? That's nice to have. All right. We dig that. Let's plus on the opponent. Let's plus on the opponent. They might just be holding on to a lot of counters, too, because we haven't played a spell in a minute. And they could be waiting just to counter something like an Invoke Despair. Alright, we're going to go for it here. I mean, Wandering Emperor is only a matter of time, exactly. Like,
I'm not overconfident. You're just
yeah, you got it. So they're still going to go to 7?
almost sad to see you go.
I think I'm just going to do this. I was debating Invoke Despair, but I think we can wait. Especially since next turn, if it's just like go make disappear, we would be able to actually pay for it. So no hurry here. In the turn. And again, we can still make 2/2s if we want, or make 1/1s if we want to. Still have Obnixilis are going to be firing off here. So if there is a farewell, we still have some action of our own. Actually, farewell's actually kind of favored for us. I'd actually, if they did that, that would be great. Vanquisher's Horde still puts them down to 1 mana. We're okay with that. We can live with that outcome. Still have Underdog in the yard, so that's fine.
May your blades
Gonna go ahead and play these. Wow, that is a lot of mana. Alright, so they lose a creature. Excellent. You love to see it. Get the opponent for some cards now, because they can't hold on to him being at 3 life. And now we have double Obnixilis we could fire off for lethal next turn. We kind of have all the bases covered at the moment. Have an Underdog in the yard. Yeah, I don't know how the opponent has any comeback here. Alright, we did it. Alright, let's keep it. Here's hoping we find a 3rd land. Alright, we did that in 1 card, so excellent. If this is mono white, this is going to be tough because we're going to be staring at a lot of ossifications and such, which do deal with our planeswalkers, unfortunately. So what I'm hoping here really is that maybe they play Restoration of Iganjo. Then we get to attack, make Obnixilis, make 2 Obnixilises. Nope, they're not going to give us that opportunity. It's a shame. One can always hope and dream. And they didn't even miss a land drop for us. How sad. Alright, having backup Liliana's is kind of cool. I think we're going to do this and just make a 1/1. And just give ourselves something to sacrifice to the other potential Obnixilis if they deal with this one next turn. And then maybe we find land and we can start doing Liliana things. But we'll see. Because I assume if there's an ossification, it's going to come after this Obnixilis. Because that's probably what I would do. But again, I'm not the greatest. I'm just some bum on the internet. Alright, well, they saw through that plan, I guess. That did not work. That's okay, though. We do have back-to-back Lilianas, so we can hang our hat on that for a minute. Assume this first one gets countered. Yep, works for us. And pass the turn. I was going to say, they also used Dissipate there, which is somewhat telling. Ooh. Not what I was particularly thinking of doing here, but I also don't hate our options. So I'm trying to think about what they even get here. I wish we would have drawn a land. That would have been the real answer here. But sure. I think we just plus. And then we pass the turn and we try to go for the throat. I think. I believe that's correct. Don't know why, but I'm gonna go with this. All right. So let's try the first one. Assume it gets countered. Nope, it didn't even get countered. All right, so they're just gonna go find something and try to remove this Obnixilis, I'm gonna assume. But it may just be like Restoration or something like that too. I'm really hoping to draw a land. If they didn't counter the Go for the Throat there, they're probably not countering one of our other spells either. Now, they could still have something like... yeah, alright, that makes sense.
Wipe that smug look off your
Alright, not really what we're looking for, but I'll take it. Alright, are we flashing a Wandering Emperor in here? Nope. Maybe? No, memory deluge. Alright, fair enough. Yeah, sorry you'll have to watch this. Like, these control decks are so boring to play against. But, I mean, you know, some people enjoy that kind of magic. Alright, what else you got for us? Alright. We will not be discarding anything. Decline. Let's go Obnixilis, sacrifice a dude. I mean, I could attack. Here's the thing. If we attack first, we get treasure. If they do put a Wandering Emperor into play, we could then Liliana and Obnixilis on the same turn. Not sure if that's significantly better than what we could do. It would also allow us to invoke Despair. They would lose a token and a Planeswalker. That's not terrible either. Yeah. Wow. Ugh. I don't like either of these options, but sure, we're gonna attack first. Because there's also the possibility, like, they Wandering Emperor, maybe they just want to block with something, put a counter on it, we kill the thing. Nope, nothing like that happened there. Alright. I mean, we gotta try. You don't play the cards to not cast them. Because I truly don't know. And we are so far behind on lands right now, on mana. It's one of the reasons I actually kind of don't want to sacrifice this treasure. This is interesting, too. Maybe they do have a Wandering Emperor, but they wanted to wait and see what else we did. I don't know. But we'll see. I feel like if they do try to Wandering Emperor and make a token... Oh, you're going to Soul Partition one of them. Alright. I mean, I guess that's a thing that happens. Sure.
How dare
You got it.
what I built.
And then I guess we just plus.
Notions of morality.
I mean, like, you do what you're going to do, I guess. Yeah, I'll try to do this. Because if, I mean, at some point, we try to get the Invoke Despair off, right? And then we just say, you just got to deal with 2 Planeswalkers. Your call. And I'm going to be brave or stupid and just discard the Go for the Throat. If this Liliana resolves. Alright, they decided to syncopate. Fair enough. We did what we could there. Alright. Makes sense.
Well, now.
Another Liliana. Not sure how I feel about that, to be honest with you. Don't think it's all that important. But there's at least a chance we resolve a Liliana. We weren't going to resolve an Invoke Despair no matter what. Alright, they're cycling, probably for a counter. Looks like they got it. Nope. Just cycling. All right, so we do resolve it. We're gonna have us each discard, and sadly, it's probably just gonna be this at this point. The game has kind of changed. I'm probably supposed to always hold on to Invoke Despair, but things being what they are, here we go. We haven't exhausted all that many counters either, and that's a bit concerning, because we've only seen a Dissipate and a Syncopate. We've seen a couple of removal spells with the March and the Soul Partition, but that's not much, all things considered. I mean, they're probably also wondering, like, why did we discard and Invoke Despair? Because I would sometimes think that anybody who discarded one's probably holding on to one, because the card's so powerful. Just more in this case, I would like to be able to have a Go for Throat say if they Wandering Emperor and wanted to, like, pump when we block, we get to kill a thing. It's not great, but, you know, it's something. Alright, we just take our turn. That is a quality card to have here. Don't hate it. Alright, opponent. Would you like to discard? They said no. They would not like to discard. This could get exiled by Dissipate. Alright, makes sense. And we make you discard. I mean, at this point, the constant pressure and discarding is way better against the control deck than us even just trying to make them lose this 1-1. It doesn't do that much. We could attack here, but there's more value in just saving to block, I think. At least for one more turn. Alright. So now they can find other cards with Memory Deluge, but it's just, is that last card a real spell? They've got access to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it would take all their mana to use a Memory Deluge. And Liliana's 2 turns from ultimating. Nixilis is 3 turns away, as it stands. So we will +1. What would you like to do, opponent? What would you like to do?
And you'll lose everything.
I'm going to spend the 2 mana either way, so I might as well just play it. Though I guess if I'd have spent the mana the other way, it'd come in as a +1. So that I probably should have discarded it there, actually. That's a little bit silly. Could have had a bigger creature. Alright, opponent goes for the Deluge. And we're not terribly concerned here, because the best thing they can do is probably Farewell. Otherwise, they're taking 2 cards that are probably going to try to deal with our Planeswalkers. And that's kind of okay. Because they're at 10, and we do something with the Reflection plus the Razor Lash guy. Alright, then we make the opponent discard 1. I mean, if they hold on to a Wandering Emperor, it's very possible that they would just attack, see if we block, just to force us to do something with the Reflection and save damage for themselves, probably. But we'll see. Because during their instep, if we tap the Reflection, they'd still have a chance to get rid of it. They would take 3, but then they're still dealing with whatever the Planeswalkers do. So that's still a little rough. And they're at 10, and we're in no hurry to do anything else. Oh, that's the other reason, too. Because they have Ossifications, I could have just waited on the Transmogrant and protected it. It could have stayed in the graveyard. So yeah, not discarding it was kind of silly if I was going to have to pay the 2 mana anyway. Yeah, exactly. For situations like this. Sure. No need to tap the Reflection and just make it susceptible to Wandering Emperor or anything here. Alright, so it looks like that's what they're going to do here. No blocks. I see what you're up to, opponent. We were born at night, but it wasn't last night. Oh, that's pretty nifty. Don't love that, but we're going to make you discard anyway, so sure. Let's see what you got going on.
You won't be outsmarting me.
Alright, I'm going to actually minus here. So I can have something to copy with the Reflection, potentially. Because if that is a Wandering Emperor, that card's not going to threaten us otherwise. And then if we block with these 1/1s, we could just kill the Wandering Emperor anyway. Yeah. Sure, you got it. So it was what we thought it was. The old Denny Green, if you're a football fan. They were who we thought they were. One of the best post-game pressers ever. Seriously. All right, what'd you draw, opponent? I mean, we're going to block with at least one of these little devils. That is for sure. I can tell you that much. Unless you kill our devil. Then we don't even get the option. Do you have a removal spell? Instant speed. They do. Oh, no. Okay, they're looking for one. I should have done this during their upkeep, honestly. That would have been the smart move. Because this was all going to end up tapped regardless, no matter what they had this turn. And I might be about to lose Obnixilis. That would be sad. I mean, if you have it, you got to do it, opponent. Oh, are they looking for slow jams because they just drew, like, a land? I don't know if I'm going to move to slow jams today. These games have already been too long, so y'all probably won't get slow jams. We'll just skip ahead. Oh, no, there was March of the Worldly Light. That's real. Yeah, do your thing, opponent. For real, for real. Go get it. Oh, interesting. They're just like, F it. They feel like they have to go after Liliana. Fair enough. Liliana's close to ultimating. I wouldn't blame you. That does make sense on some level. Alright. Make you sack that token.
Sacrifices must be made.
If we make a 1/1 and attack, does that do anything reasonable? Or versus just attacking for 2? We spend 4, that doesn't do anything either. Alright. Well, I guess we're just going to go over here. And I'll go ahead and make a 1/1 just because. So now they have to have more than just one blocker next turn. Well, they won't anyway, because I'll lose the Wandering Emperor. I guess I didn't have to make a 1/1, because they're either going to lose it to make a 2/2, or they have something to do with our board. One or the other. I'm kind of hoping I flip over something like a underdog into the graveyard here. Yeah, I was going to say, either way, that wasn't going to result in much for us. Really didn't have to do that. Oh, an ossification. Well, what are we going to get? Tired of seeing Liliana? Understandable. I guess we have to go find another Liliana. Oh, but we found another Obnixilis. That is nice. That is real nice. All right. Well, we are going to spend some mana to copy one of these. We're going to play this. Oh, wait. Nope, nope, nope. I got to use this one first. Then we'll do this.
Plead for mercy.
Scrapping this one. Target the opponent. We'll keep this bigger one. This one will plus. This one will minus. And we'll pass, and we can discard this to the blood token here. But we should be good to go from here. Because even a farewell doesn't help them, being at 5. They are going to attack. We are going to block. Like, that's a given. Just a matter of if I'm a sucker and shoot them instead of a creature, but if they have a farewell, they have a farewell. I don't care. Like, this is beyond lethal at this point. They had another ossification, sure. This is 5 damage no matter what. I mean, they might as well get the reflection, but yeah, sure. Alright, crack this. Yeah, it didn't matter. Didn't matter. Opponent goes first, but we're going to go ahead and keep this anyway. I think it's fine. We have plenty of time to find that third land. We got 3 draws, right? We missed it on the first one. Probably going to wait for dramatic effect and get it on the third one. There's a Bank Buster. Go ahead and play this dude. And then we'll see what the opponent wants to do. Alright, I guess we're attacking. And they want to kill that. Sure. I guess we go with this, which is probably just going to get met with an make disappear. Nope, they didn't have it. That's awesome. Doubly good because we don't have any more mana, so hopefully this goblin lives and can generate some treasure. Also good to know that the opponent doesn't have any make disappear available. So, depending on what they do here, we could Obnixilis into a second one. Oh, they decided Brotherhood's end us. How sad. Okay. We do have Liliana. So, I'm going to be brave. Get rid of those. Oh, I clicked two things. And only... Oh, that did not go right. Crap. That sucks. Oh boy. Alright, we're gonna go with this. Yeah, that was messed up. I'm pretty positive I clicked the go for the throat, but for some reason, maybe I didn't. Maybe I double clicked it by accident. But yeah, now being stuck on land is going to be a real hindrance. Okay, while that's annoying, that doesn't suck all that much, because we didn't really give up any value to the opponent, which is whatever, you know? In case they have another one. At most, we're giving them a card here. We could live with that. Alright. This a Shieldred or something? Nope, it's just to go for the throat. We can live with that. Opponent will get to start getting cards here, so it's going to get a little bit annoying. They had a Harvester, but nothing... Okay, they'll kill our Obnixilis here. Unless they desperately want cards, but I doubt it. Sure, that makes sense. Yep, he did.
My revenge will be cruel and painful.
Alright. I guess we go with this. And we just pass the turn? I mean, I kind of don't care if they sacrifice a Harvester to kill our underdog. It's really here nor there in the grand scheme. Kind of hoping they just play a Shieldred here. That is much more annoying than what could have happened. And they having a braid for that guy. Alright, he did. Opponent's going to attack. I think we just take 3. I'll kill this to try to take away their option, and then hopefully draw an untapped land and get to fire off this Invoke Despair. Or not. Because we suck. Oh boy. Alright, guess it's got to be this, huh? Don't love it, but it's something.
Do you think you can win? Off you go.
I mean, they do get to find a couple of cards to possibly crew the Bank Buster and attack again here. No, really? You didn't discard that? Wow. With it being just a land, I would have almost assuredly discarded that. Interesting. Or save it to cycle. I mean, that would have been fine too. Alright, cool. So we've kind of weathered the storm, despite us not having anything we want, but this works. So we didn't end up having to deal with that Fable after all, so that's pretty nice. We'll also get a card out of this, which happens to be a land, which we don't hate, honestly. That's okay. Love it. We're at 15. I think I am going to go ahead and just do this. Get an attack in the turn, get a card. And as long as they don't draw Invoke Despair here, this turn can't be too disastrous. You know, famous last words. Alright, we're good. So now we're just going to play one of these. We're going to get in for 3. And then we're going to sack that to an Omnixilus. And then we're going to ping the opponent. Alright, plus. Plus.
Your punishment.
And we have all kinds of lethal showing up with the Tenacious Underdogs. I mean, we have a land for double underdog. We've got pings coming from the Obnixili. Oh, yeah. Opponent's way gone. Just cuz. Those will get it done, even without the Obnixilus pings. That was a good comeback, considering we got stuck. Yeah, y'all, I have to admit, like, this played very well, and I don't know if I would change anything. I think Corey and his team came up with a quality list that's pretty tight, and it had everything I wanted when I wanted it. So you've got 4 Cut Down, 3 Go for the Throat, 3 Razor Lash Transmogrant, 3 Tenacious Underdog, 2 Abrade, 4 Blood Tithe Harvester, 4 Liliana, 4 Fable of the Mirror Breaker, 4 Obnixilus, 4 Invoke Despair, 9 Swamp, a Takenuma, 2 Mountains, 1 Sekinzen, 4 Blackleaf Cliffs, 4 Haunted Ridge, 4 Sulphur Springs. So yeah, there really isn't a lot I would do to this deck. Like, I would say one of the first things that sort of stood out to me is that there weren't any Shieldreds in the list, but having played it, I never really wanted a Shieldred. Like, in a way, if you need life gain, you can make a Devil and then use Obnixilus, and there's like a way to get life in the deck. But realistically, you never really needed it. I mean, we dealt with the creature decks ran into okay. We actually handled the control decks because our main game plan was discard through Planeswalkers, right? And that's the one thing the control decks don't actually like. And our creatures were pretty resilient. They come back out of the graveyard. Like, overall, this was a really fun package of things. Yeah, if you have the cards, I would say give this a go. This is actually formidable and probably going to be pretty annoying to play against. I'm kind of glad we're at the end of the season and we're going to see some new decks here in about another week. Also, y'all should check out my merch or something and check out sponsors and all that good stuff, because, man, I've really pushed through with this cold or whatever to try to keep getting y'all some fun content. But for today's card spotlight, we're going to talk about Sarkhan Fireblood. Mostly because when we talk about 3-mana Planeswalkers being powerful in Magic, we actually kind of don't ever talk about Sarkhan. Now, admittedly, being able to draw and discard is kind of a thing we get on a lot of red cards, and being able to minus to get some dragons is pretty sweet, but it's kind of the middle ability that I think keeps him off of people's radar, because yeah, you can make mana, but you can only use it to cast dragons. That being said, there's a lot of different varieties of dragons in Commander if you're playing different theme decks, and this is kind of a sweet card. It never really had a home in 60 card Magic. I mean, I played it in a couple of things, but it wasn't the best card. However, that being said, it does still go for about $10. So while this may be hanging out in your bulk bins with your other stuff, thinking nobody wants it, people actually do, and you can probably get a decent amount and trade in for it. And if you like decks with Planeswalkers, we did have an Ichor Moon Super Friends deck that was actually surprisingly fun and good. So I'll link that here. That's all I have for you for now. We'll see you next time.